welcome to Math Today. We're starting on chapter 4, which is our two-digit addition. Yay for two digits. Okay, so today we're adding our tens and our ones. No regrouping, just simple adding. So when we add two digits, where do we start first? Connor.
We start at the tens, then we go to the ones.
Okay. Charlotte, do you agree with him?
Yeah.
Okay. Steven.
We start at the ones, then second at the tens.
Okay. What does anybody else think? Give me a thumbs up if we start with the tens first to add. Wow, the whole class. Except for Steven. Except for Steven and Juju, everyone else agreed. Oh, and Juju too, so only Steven. He's got his thumb up. Okay, so just so you know, Hannah, everybody in here except for Steven thinks that we start with our tens to count first too when we do our 10 digits. Well, I'll be happy to tell you all that Steven is the only one that's correct.
Yeah.
Yay, Steven. Okay, so we always start, and I know we were doing this before, but we always start in our ones column. The reason we do that is because if we have, say, I'll write it over here. Say we have, we'll take, instead of 12, we're going to make it 17 plus 36, okay? So, let's do our tens first. 3 plus 1 equals what? 4. 7 plus 6 equals 13. Is 17 plus 36 equal 413?
No.
Okay, well, so what were we supposed to do? Charlotte?
Add the 4 and the 1.
Add the 4 and the 1. But how am I already have my 4 written down. So I have to erase, after I add my tens, I have to erase it to change it. Does that make sense?
No.
No. That's why we always start adding with our ones column in the case we need to regroup. Now we're not regrouping today, but eventually we are going to be regrouping in a couple of days. So you need to understand that you always start with your ones column, then you add your tens column. If we're adding hundreds, then we add our hundreds, then our thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and so on. But we always start with the ones first. Yes, Mary?
I know what you did. So you start with the 1, you add 10 plus this, and you put 13. You put the 1 up there, and then
That's regrouping. That's why we start with our ones column first and not our tens. Because when we start with our tens, look what we get. An incorrect answer. Okay? So let's start with our ones. Let's look at number 1. Now we have our problem, 12 plus 36. We have our manipulatives to help us add. Okay? So they have the pictures for us. If you want your own, I can get them for you when you do it on your own for your more practice. But right now we'll just use the ones that are on the paper. So we'll look at our ones column first. Look in our ones over here and here. So we have our 12. We have 1 10, 2 ones. And you notice they're in different colors so you could tell the difference. Then we have our 36, our 3 tens, and our 6 ones. So if we add our ones together first, how many of these ones do we have? 2 plus our 6 gives us how many ones, Simone? 8. So you're going to put 8 here. And while you're doing it, you can put your 8 here because 2 plus 6 equals 8. Now, how many tens are we showing, Brad? Can you see them? You can look on your paper too, if you can't see them. We're on page 145. How many tens do you see? 4. So we're going to put a 4 here. And then 1 plus 3 equals 4. So when you do this, your numbers should come out to the same. 48 equals 4 tens and 4 ones. Any questions so far? Diego?
So you can't put the tens first?
No, we always start with the ones. Then we go to the tens. Okay? We write left to right, but in math, we solve our problems, our equations, from right to left. Okay? Always start with your money, or your money. I was thinking of money just when that popped in my head. Always start with your ones, and then add your tens, and then so on and so on, no matter what it is. Yes, Dylan?
Why, if you only start with ones, why is this, in this, it starts with tens?
Because our tens come before our ones because they're a larger number.
But what happens if there's 2 ones?
The reason, remember I showed you over here, the reason why we start with our ones first in case we have too many ones. What's the most amount of ones we can have in our ones column? Simone. What's the largest amount we can have in our ones column? We can have 10. Dylan?
9.
9. We can have 10. Because if we had 10, the same thing would happen. We would have adding our tens column and then adding our ones column. We can't have 10 ones in our ones column. Okay? So the most you can have is a 9. So when you add 2 numbers and they go over a 9, we've got to bring it over to the tens column because we're going to take that and turn it into a 10. Okay, we're just regrouping. We've done that, a little bit of that already. All right, can we look at number 2? How many tens, how many ones do we have? Vivian, how many ones do we have for number 2? 25 plus 14, we have our 2 tens, 5 ones, 1 10, and 4 ones.
9.
So we have 9 ones. And how many tens do we have? 3 tens. Yes, Connor.
Why don't for tens? Why don't you just look at your tens first, then you look at your ones, but you don't like put down the answer until you look at both, and then you figure out and add and see if it's right or wrong.
Okay, so we will do that. That's called mental math. And then we are going to be doing that later on. But for now, we're just learning how we normally add on pencil and paper. You can look at, so you're just talking about looking at it and coming up with your answer, right?
Yeah, I'm just
So that's mentally, so you wouldn't do anything. But when you're using a pencil and a paper, when you're actually writing them down, you always start with your ones column, okay? Because otherwise, if you start with your tens, I just showed you, we'd have to erase what we've written down to regroup if we had to. Yes. But what you're doing is mental math, and that is something that we're going to be doing.
Today?
Not today.
No, not today.
It's coming up, trust me.
Yay!
Oh, don't say yay.
Don't say
Yeah, of course say yay. I love math. Everybody loves math.
No.
Okay. Oh my, class. Hannah's waiting. So sorry, Hannah. Okay, number 3. What do we have? Diego, what do we have for number 3? How many ones do we have?
3,
3 ones. How many tens do we have?
5,
5 tens. So 32 plus 21 equals
53.
53. Number 4. Isabel, what do we got?
There is 6 ones
6 ones
and 4 tens.
and 4 tens. So 2 plus 4 equals what, Isabel?
46.
2 plus 4 equals?
2 plus 4 equals 6.
2 plus 2 equals?
4.
4. And these aren't 2s, are they? What are they? How would we say them? Juju, you shook your head. No, what are they? We should really be saying 2 plus 4 equals 6. And what should we be saying, Connor?
Then we should have been saying that 2 tens plus 2 tens equals 4 tens.
Very good. 2 tens plus 2 tens equal 4 tens because these aren't just regular 2s.
2 plus 2 equals 4.
2 tens plus 2 tens equals 4. Because 20 plus 20 equals 40, which gives you 46. Okay. All right, so we have our first paper done. Okay, let's turn your paper over. I have to